Hello and welcome to this video on pairing wine with food. Pairing the right wine with a dish can elevate the overall dining experience, but it can also be a bit intimidating if you're not sure where to start. In this video, we'll go over some general rules to keep in mind when selecting a wine to accompany your meal. First, consider the weight of the wine and the weight of the dish. Lighter dishes, such as salads and seafood, typically pair well with lighter wines like white wines and roses. Heavier dishes, like steaks and roasts, go well with heavier wines like red wines. Next, think about the intensity of the flavors in both the wine and the dish. You want them to be roughly equal in intensity, so a bold, full-bodied wine might not work with a delicate, subtle dish. It's also important to consider the dominant flavors in the dish and how they will interact with the wine. For example, acidic flavors in a dish can make a wine taste sweeter, while sweet flavors in a dish can make a wine taste more acidic. Texture is another factor to consider. A wine with a lot of tannins might not work well with a dish that has a lot of creamy or fatty flavors. Temperature is also important. White wines are generally served chilled, while red wines are typically served at room temperature. Another thing to think about is the overall theme of the meal. If you're serving a traditional French meal, for example, you might want to serve a French wine. And don't be afraid to experiment and try new combinations. You never know what might work until you try it. If you're feeling unsure, you can always choose a wine that is versatile and can work with a variety of dishes. It's usually better to serve a wine that is a little bit sweeter than the dish, rather than a wine that is too dry. And if you're still having trouble, don't be afraid to ask for help. Sommeliers and wine shop staff can be great resources for finding the perfect wine to pair with your meal. So the next time you're planning a meal, keep these tips in mind and you'll be well on your way to finding the perfect wine to pair with your dish. Thanks for watching. And always remember, you decide which path to take.